Hey guys, this is Rick Noveski with Techspin. I picked up this keyboard a couple months ago and I've been super busy with my other reviews and real life stuff like work. But it got me to thinking, this keyboard actually released in 2016, so why would you want to purchase it today? It released for the original price of $70 and now it's on discount on Amazon for around 50 bucks. You can find it refurbished for around 40 bucks. And in Taiwan too, it's like super cheap, it's like 35 bucks US. And you could pick up a great gaming keyboard for 35 bucks, but there's newer keyboards out with mechanical switches, better RGB lighting and stuff. Is it still worth your money right now? Let's find out after this. So should you consider a keyboard that's been released in 2016 today? We'll start off with a review that's actually not positive. And this one comes from PCWorld.com, which called the G213 Prodigy an ambitious keyboard that's oversized and overpriced. And that was, of course, at its $70 release price. When it was released at $70, it was going head to head with other mechanical keyboards at the time. And the only benefit to this keyboard, apart from being slightly quieter than the clacky, cherry reds or something, was the fact that it had water resistance. Though most don't offer water resistance now, there are a couple that do. And the closest one I found, a mechanical keyboard with water resistance, is actually a Corsair K68, but that's at 90 bucks. The G213 Prodigy has Mach dome keys with 2 millisecond response. And it boasts 16.8 million colors of RGB, and you can see some of the RGB right here, it's plugged in. The problem is that this RGB is kind of near the debut of RGB entering the market, not exactly at the start, you know what I mean. It's not flashy and in your face, it's subtle. That may appeal to some people, that may not appeal to other people. So it really depends on what your flavor of RGB is. This, in my opinion, is pretty nicely done. I do like a little bit more accents for colors around the key. I kind of want to see the RGB more if I'm paying for it. I want to see it more, I guess. But then again, it kind of looks more professional. One thing that Hardware Canucks mentioned is that the white on this keyboard, I don't have it set to white right now, obviously, but the white looks a little bluish. I'll have to test that later on in the model and see myself, so we'll check that out. And as I mentioned, there's no light spill, so there's no under key lighting. All the lights come straight from the keys itself and of course the logo. The rubber dome key that Logitech made, they themselves compare to a Cherry MX Brown, so it's very soft. And I'll do a proper typing test later on so you can hear it. 4 millimeters travel distance, 50 grams of actuation pressure, and an anti-ghosting matrix, which means that when you're gaming, if you press down a whole bunch of keys at the same time, the computer will be able to recognize that you pressed all those keys. So going over the specs for this quickly, it measures 45 centimeters wide by 22 from top to bottom and 33 millimeters thick. And I'll put up the inches on the screen so you can see. The weight is 1 kilogram or 2.4 pounds. I thought it should be 2.2 metric to American system. Okay, imperial, right? And of course connects at USB 2.0 full speed. The cable measures 1.8 meters, 6 feet. Okay, so there we go. It has 5-zone full RGB lighting. The illumination, I found it to be a little dim. I hoped it would pop just a little bit more. It's not bad. It's not dull by any means, but it's not bright, so there you go. It does have dedicated media controls on the right side. It has all the volume buttons. It has a brightness on and off as well. It's a game mode, which I have not tried yet. Ooh, but that lights up that button there. And it has on and off and volume up and down like this. And of course the play, stop, forward and reverse. It does have the built-in wrist rest in here, which overall I like it and I don't like it for the same reason, because because it's built in, it's not flimsy, it's not the tack on afterthought that you're like, oh, I have to use this thing. It actually, because it's built as a one piece of the unit itself, it feels more solid, and the entire board doesn't have a lot of flex, just a little bit, but better than a lot of others I've tested. And others have said that the wrist rest has kind of felt budget. It's not premium, but it's nicely done. It's not cheap. So kind of middle of the road on it. I mean, yeah, you could cover it with leather, I guess, or something. Vinyl wrap, there we go, that would work. It's got a gloss side, and the top is matte, which is nice, so it doesn't attract fingerprints that much. I can't complain overall, it's not bad. So I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on the presentation of this overall. Do you like the built-in wrist rest? Is that something that you look for in a keyboard, or would you rather have it without? Or the overall presentation suits your style, or do you look for something a little bit different? Please join the conversation below and let me know. And with that, we'll go on to the typing test. Typing on the Logitech G213 Prodigy.
Please take a moment to like this video, and if you like what you see, then please do subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content.
So for the Logitech G213 Prodigy, overall I really like the comfort and feel of this keyboard. It is larger than most that I would probably consider for myself. However, it's a great build quality, has a great feel to it. The typing on the keys is really nice, it's excellent. And you know, there's a lot of different keyboards with a different key sound. Some pitch is higher and some is lower, and this is more of the medium to lower end, which is nice. The high pitched typing sounds like the click click click, more of a like a clack clack clack. I can tolerate the clacks a lot better. If you're typing for hours on end, you'll know what I mean. So a lot of mechanical keyboards are out for me, but this one here will be pleasant to type on for a long time, and I think it might already have become my favorite for that. It's got a reduced price too, 50 bucks on Amazon. I think it's now at 40 if you get it refurbished, and I'll put that link in the description as well for that. In Taiwan, it's actually being offered for 35 bucks, and that's with the exchange rate and everything, which is a crazy good deal for this, you know, older keyboard. Is it worth it to buy it? Yeah, I think so. You know, if you don't have a semi-pro gaming setup, this is a decent gaming keyboard. If you don't need mechanical or aren't specifically looking for mechanical keys, yeah, sure, why not grab this cheap bargain? Sounds pretty good. When the G213 was released, I probably would have rated it a 6, considering the given price, the competition on the market, especially with the mechanicals in the same bracket, and the state of RGB at the time. However, now I think I'll be rating it an 8. Because it's got the slick design, really decent keys, and they're not that noisy. It's probably one of the quietest keyboards I have in my house. Hey Logitech, that's an idea. You released a quiet mouse, right? So how about a quiet keyboard? Hey, there we go. Yeah, the key feel is good, and it has some media and gaming features to boot. So there you go. So let's move on to the build quality, and Logitech has been making keyboards now for years. You can use and abuse Logitech keyboards, and generally they'll work just fine. Not that I'm admitting to any gamer rage or something. When you're not winning at your favorite game, maybe that's happened. Yeah, I've used this now for a little while for writing this review and doing a little bit of testing, and I can already tell it's got a really nice build quality and feel to it, and should last you a long time. And I'll definitely, you know, if I do have any problems, I'll definitely let you know in the comments. Also, if you have one of these and if you have any problems, let us know too, because that would be interesting for me to know and to let everyone else know too. That would be very, very helpful. Overall, based on the build quality and also the price of this unit, you know, 2 years after release, and it's still on the market, you can still buy them, pick them up for pretty cheap. I'll be giving this a Techspin Power Award. And this is because you get good value for the money. And the only thing, if it's RGB, you should have more flash. People want that. Okay, so it'll sell your product better. However, subtle, this might be your thing. If it's mechanical, then you should be paying this price or a little higher. If it's not mechanical, you should be paying lower. Okay, so it kind of misses the mark either way you go. However, that's why it's gonna get the Power Award for me. And I wish that there was better height adjustment on the back. Some of the other keyboards I've seen recently have had 2-stage height adjustment, and these have just the one. It's not bad. These feet are small. They're really small, and I'm not sure if I like this side design. I would have rather had a flat back design personally. Maybe they're trying to do something with cable management or putting things, maybe it's for your monitor. Okay, but that one part does make me a little worried about the build construction, but they are really solidly in there, so there's no wobble or anything. However, if you are looking for a mechanical keyboard, there are some now in this price range. Because for 40 bucks, you could pick up a Gigabyte K83 mechanical cherry red, or I think they have cherry blue as well, for 40 bucks on Amazon. So if you want that, you have that. However, that one's a very, very compact one, no wrist rest obviously, but also lacking media keys unless you hit function and do a couple of things like that, but not dedicated keys anyways. And of course, none of the macro or programmable features. This one does have software that's been demoed other places on the internet, so I'm not going to go into that here. So there you go. Overall, I'm happy with this, and we'll see if this is my new daily driver. Just a quick reminder, if you want to connect with us online, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Techspin Review. You can also help by buying through our affiliate links, visiting our wish list on Amazon, or support us directly on Patreon, both links below. So I'm trying a new style of episode. This way I can produce episodes a little bit faster, because right now if I'm doing all the extra angles and lighting and everything, it takes me about a week with my current work schedule. I'm trying to put out videos at least twice or even 3 times a week if I can. And so let me know if you like this style, if you prefer the old style, what you liked more about this one, hopefully. I don't know. Anyway, please tell me in the comments. And yeah, we got some reviews lined up. We got a Johnsbow C3, a Johnsbow C4 aluminum case. They look really nice. If you like aluminum type builds, these are the cases for you, so stay tuned. I also picked up T20 Cooler Master, which I'll be benchmarking in the near future when I have time. And also I got something off of Taobao, which is the Chinese ordering site, and it's kind of a secret. It's thermal take, and it's a cooler that you cannot find on Amazon, which is really awesome. So it means nobody will buy it, but it's cool. So I want to show it to you. Maybe they'll release it on Amazon sooner or later, I don't know. China's their test market, or they're releasing the smaller products. It's not full RGB, it's not water cooled, it's simple. And simple can be good too, and cheap, which is important. So there you go. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button if you liked it. If you didn't, then please tell us how we can improve. That would be awesome. And what else am I forgetting? Don't forget to click the subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when we upload new content. We like to check the comments, and we do respond to most. I personally try and get to almost every comment, but as time allows, okay? So I lost my train of thought. I'm just gone, man. It's been a long day. Right, okay. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for new episodes. So see you again soon. Bye for now.